thinking about doing a chrome delete on your vehicle? I've just spent the past 2 hours pulling this thing apart, so let's talk about what goes into actually getting it done. All right guys, so all of our chrome stuff is now back from paint. So front bumper, rear bumper, I've got some mirror covers because I am doing clear views on this vehicle, and all the little chromey bits, plus even the sensors. We did do the sensors as well, which I'm happy that we did. Let's have a look at it going back together, because I want to show you guys what it takes to kind of do a chrome delete, especially on a new car. And this thing is not hard, so per se, it's just very labor intensive because of how much you have to remove to actually get it to this point, to send it to paint and then get it back. And now I've literally got to put the whole thing back together. Like, all up on my racking up here, that is literally just factory pieces that came off just to get these parts off the vehicle to get it painted. That one little piece of chrome that used to be chrome on the back of the vehicle took me ages to get to, because I had to pull half the bloody tailgate apart just to get that out. And I wasn't gonna let it beat me, but let's put it back together and it's gonna look sick when we're done. Okay, so one thing to consider when you're doing a chrome delete, and you don't have to do this step, but what I've found in the past is the grills. This is not the factory grill, as you might be seeing. This is a Raptor grill, I think. I bought this because it looks cool. I do like the way it looks, but it is obviously just black plastic right now. So the biggest difference between doing painted plastic, if it is chrome or even if it's just color coded, is rocks.
If you smell what the rock is cooking.
If you saw before, definitely it is a lot of different body colors. There's like grays and blacks and different shades of grays and all that type of stuff. Get rid of it if you can and do something like this, because this will wear a lot better than your factory one will. So that is the reason why I went with something like this. Yes, you obviously are still going to get stone chips, but at least what will happen is this is black plastic. You'll get a mark on the car, but you're not going to see either if it's a different color paint, different color in behind that, or if it was chrome, wherever you might get a mark, then that chrome starts to come through, paint starts to peel off, all those types of things. So it's not a necessity, and especially if you can't find a product like this that can go straight on, you just black out the other piece. I mean, I did it on the Land Cruiser, but you've just got to be aware that over time it will chip, and obviously it'll start to look a little bit tatty. So yeah, just something to consider.
Quick, easy chrome delete, especially on the F-Trucks. Like, I'm sure other companies do it for other brands, but see how that's all chrome? We were gonna remove the handle, get it painted, but it's a high contact area. So they do these little cool stick-on covers that just have double-sided tape, and look at that. So if you scratch them, you pop them off and get that painted, and you've got a mint door handle underneath.
All right, so this is a bit of an example on why sometimes chrome deletes can be a little bit on the expensive side, because it's just the labor to get to those little pieces. So this one little trim here, I had to remove the innards of the tailgate, then remove this whole top hat section just to get in there to get this apart, then pull this apart. That's all got to go back into here. So this here goes in this way, sorry. So then the switch assembly will go back in there like that. And another part that I obviously had to get off at the same time was the badge as well, because that is clipped in the back with all these clips here. So we blacked that out, Here's another trim piece that's got to go back in the tailgate. And then this whole top section, because that one little trim piece held in this part right here. So if Ford loved me and didn't hate my life, I wouldn't have had to take all that off, which is a pain in the. It's not as easy as just painting it, because if you want to do it properly, you need to prep the part, then you need to obviously paint it, which you can't do while it's on the car. It's got to come off. There's no instructions on pulling these things apart. You've got to figure it out. So yeah, that's another thing that you need to take into consideration, because there is a lot of time and effort and expertise, I would say, for someone like ourselves who has just been doing it long enough to actually understand how the vehicles come apart without obviously damaging things and breaking clips and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Alright, so that is Chrome Delete to date. So there's a couple of things that we're leaving. Pieces like these little trims along your mirror molds and all that. You can do them. They're a big pain in the bum. So there's kind of really only one way to do it, which is wrap it. There are some really good guys out there that get it super neat and clean. So if you want to do that, you can do that. But for us, it was like, I'm going to leave a little bit of chrome. Mirrors are going, because I've got clear views coming, which will be black, so that's going. That factory side step will be going as well. I'm going to get some power boards for this thing. But I left the F-150 and the Lariat badge with that little bit of chrome on it. So a little bit of nod to that. We went with the chrome BAW wording, as you can see, because we do have a little bit of it here and there, which then ends up making sense on the vehicle. So happy days. It depends on how crazy you want to go. Things like the handles, like Warnie said, they're a high contact area, so we've just put covers over the top. That way they're easily removable, replaceable. Happy days. Then down the back, look at that, blacked out. Tailgate, no longer big chromey step. And then we've got our little tiny chrome strips gone in here, and then the badge we obviously did as well. Look, yes, it is a bit of a pain in the bum to obviously get this all apart to do it, but end result is this. Looks sick. Love it. So up to you, depending on what you want to do, what you want to achieve with your vehicle. But that's a little bit of an insight into chrome deleting. Yeah, I like it. Looks mint. Hope you guys like it too. And let me know if the tail lights need to change. Warnie says I should do something about it. I don't know yet. See how that goes.